What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content. Otherwise, before we begin today's episode, if you guys haven't noticed, I added a link in the description. It's at the top of the description box. It's basically a link to my Amazon store. So if you guys did want to make a purchase of anything on Amazon and you wanted to support the channel, just click that link and then buy the product just by searching it. Or if you like any of the cryptocurrency or crypto related merchandise that is linked there, you can also see my setup for YouTube and everything I have to make these videos possible, and you wanted to purchase them, just make sure to check out that link. It does help support the channel. It basically, anything you purchase, as long as you click that link, I will get money to help fund this channel, so I would appreciate that. But otherwise, let's just jump onto today's episode. So we are going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, like I said, XRP. We do want to look at, like you saw in the title, a potential new uptrend leading to a more bullish outlook into the future. So obviously, I do want to look at the coin market cap, then we'll do some technical analysis. So obviously, scrolling down right here, you guys can see market cap is 211 bill. 24-hour volume is 13.3, and a Bitcoin dominance of 52.6. So if you guys are new to the channel, the Bitcoin dominance being lower usually amplifies the fact that altcoins are seemingly doing better than Bitcoin. It doesn't necessarily mean Bitcoin's down. It just means that altcoins are doing better. So this is lower than it was yesterday, meaning that the altcoins are moving up. We see 24-hour volume of 13, so we are seeing a movement in that volume, a little bit higher than yesterday, a lot higher than the past couple of days. Reason being is alts are moving up. We are seeing a very nice jump, and then we have a fairly higher market cap than the previous highs. Scrolling down though to the top 10 cryptos, as you guys can see, only 4 out of the 10 are doing okay. They're only in green. The other 6 are in red and not really down by much, except for Bitcoin Cash, which we did see yesterday take a very nice leap. So otherwise, the coins that are up is Bitcoin, XRP, Stellar, and Tether up 4%. Wow. Otherwise, Litecoin is at 1.82% in the red. Otherwise, let's move on to the technical analysis. So the reason I was going to say that we're seeing some sort of new uptrend is the fact that with Litecoin, you guys can see, I didn't even draw it in yet, there's some sort of trend line forming. Ignore that. I just wanted to start it. You can see that there's some sort of newer trend line forming on Litecoin, which is quite interesting. If you ask me, this could potentially lead to a better move. We did see a very nice pop today in today's price. As you guys can see, we had a resistance prior right here at around $53. We were trading sideways. You can see the descending triangle that took place. We then broke bearish from that. Let me move that mic. We broke bearish. We fell down, found some sort of uptrend that we're now using to grow in price, and you can see we're slowly climbing up. Interesting enough, we did manage to break bullish fairly high at a fairly rapid growth, and you can see we were pretty much challenging where we broke down is where we started to challenge resistance going up. So you can see we challenged it once, fell back down to a support that we have right here, and then broke bullish from that, breaking through the high-low middle moving averages, making us go much higher. We went all the way up to $55.95, almost $56. That is our next resistance, by the way, $55. As you can see, we then retrace back down. We are now no longer in overbought territory on the relative strength index, so that is very nice to see. Trading sideways at the moment, kind of just correcting in its price, which it doesn't really need to go much further down. At least we will be using the support now, this high-low MMA as a support. We do have the uptrend, so I do think for the moment we will just trade out sideways, catch up with our high-low MMA, and then begin to move higher. But otherwise, we are looking quite nice. We did manage to break a downtrend that I had on this currency. You can see if I just zoom out really quick to the daily, you can guess and see what exactly I'm referring to. So you do see the downtrend that we had. We fell. Now there's a support moving us higher up. And I do think consolidation is needed to catch us back up there. Otherwise, I just want to zoom out and show you guys what it was that I'm referring to. This downtrend we did seem to break fairly nice with, and I do want to point out one thing here. So you guys can see we have some resistances in the past right here. We had more resistance right here. I can zoom out even more, which I guess I can show you in a second. But basically what this is doing is, as we zoom in closer, you can see that we're kind of challenging it right at this current price level. And the fact is that we are below our high-low MMA on the daily, and it does look fairly interesting that we're holding this bottom support very, very, very well. We did literally bottom out right here. You guys can see we were oversold at this moment, so that is why we decided to climb back up. We tested oversold. Price is moving much nicer now, and I do think moving up to around $63, it can be a very, very, very realistic thing in the next couple of days due to the fact that we are below our high-low middle moving averages. Now, that graph that I wanted to show you guys, or the more optimistic outlook, a more broader view, you can see right here the downtrend that I'm referring to. Basically, there's some sort of descending triangle forming on Litecoin and Bitcoin, and you can see the consolidation we're having right now. You can see the price is getting a lot more compact, a lot less movement outwards, and you can see where we are right now. We're pretty much, there's no volume at all. You can see we've had a lot more movements from 115 all the way to 180, and then you can see we're slowly starting to trade out sideways. Now we're literally, there is no movement the past couple of days, and that is very intriguing. You know, we saw when we looked in on a more 4-hour scale, when we started to trade out sideways, we broke in a direction. We broke either bullish or we broke bearish, but we broke it. So you can see in the long run, I apologize for saying that so often, I just caught myself saying it again, you can kind of get the point that we are now doing the same thing on a much bigger scale. The weekly, we're now trading out sideways. So it's pretty much looking like we are bound to make a very, very, very vigorous, aggressive move fairly soon. I just want to show you guys this now on the 4-hour. So zoom back out, and then we'll move on to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. I know I had a few people asking me for XRP. Otherwise, hopefully you guys watched yesterday's video. I made a comment saying that my girlfriend wanted to come on the show. If you guys did want to see that and for her to say hi or whatever, make sure to go back yesterday's video, drop a like, and leave a question if you had one for her. Could be about me, could be about her. Totally up to you guys. I just wanted to throw that out there. But you can see that we are having this uptrend right now. Basically, moving on to Bitcoin, though, interesting enough, there is some sort of support that I did draw in. You can see right here where we started from at around $5,860. We decided to start the uptrend, and you can see we're using that fairly well. And then just recently, we broke bearish from that, fell down, and we're now using it as a resistance. I do think we're headed right up to our high-low MMA on the daily at around 6,632. But we do need to break this resistance first. We do need to break through here. You can see that we are challenging this right now. We are not looking terrible or bad at all, only at 47 on the relative strength index, which gives us plenty of potential to break up. And I do think we're going to be retesting that high-low MMA fairly soon at around 6,638, like I said. So I am anticipating some sort of run to come. Just to zoom in now. Sorry, that was zooming out. I want to zoom in now on the 4-hour and just check out where we are in terms of our high-low MMA. Here we go. So like I said, and I believe it was yesterday's video, I said that a pullback was needed within this currency. We did face resistance. You can see the support right here now and what I was referring to. You can see how now it's acting as a resistance, a barrier. We broke down from that. You can see where it started from. You can see right here, we've challenged this numerous times, and now we have finally broken bullish from it. You can see right here again, and now we're coming into contact with it from a negative approach instead of a positive one, using it as a support. Now we're using it as a resistance. There's a small uptrend forming, though, very interesting, something like that. But we are facing resistance here. We are challenging our high-low middle moving averages. We are coming into contact with that on the 4-hour. We're most likely going to bounce off of this as a support and hopefully break through around 64.40 and start using that as a support instead of a resistance. As you guys know, it was our previous uptrend, and it's now acting as a, an issue, a barrier. So that is the next thing we're going to have to break through. Otherwise, looking at Ethereum, Ethereum formed some very odd looking pattern right here, you can see that I did draw some sort of symmetrical triangles that led to one point of contact, and you can see we broke bullish from that. You can see we were oversold and are now pulling back down, back to some sort of support it's trying to find, and pretty much where it's at right now is some sort of support right at the tip right here. You can see how that cuts through resistance, resistance, and then a support once again. Let me just lower that. There you go. You can see it's challenged off this numerous times in the past, and now it just seems like it is trading out sideways, waiting for Bitcoin to consolidate. But very interesting to see that we did form some sort of point at the end of all this. You can see right here. Basically, we challenged it at the top here. You can see all of this resistance, all of this downtrend right here, and it all led to that point right where we're currently at. So very interesting to see that that all led right there, and that we did manage to break bullish from that. So I do think we're headed right back up to our high-low MMA. I do think a 260 Ethereum token is pretty much around the corner, and we will see a nice move on our daily. And then lastly, to look at XRP, you can see we are forming some sort of support. This will be fairly quick. You can see we do have a support here. We tested it 1, 2, if not 3 times. We did trade out sideways. We were caught in between our high-low MMA. We're currently battling the top, and I figured we would kind of trade out sideways until we caught up to our, uptrend, and that's pretty much what we did, and we're now battling that, and I think it's only a matter of time before we break through our red band using this uptrend and continue to trade higher. The next resistance for XRP will be up here at around $57, so expect that in the near future. But otherwise, that's going to sum up the episode for today, guys. Like I said, there's a link in the description to help support the channel. It's basically an Amazon link if you wanted to see any of my software and things that I use, my camera, lighting equipment, green screen, all that stuff. That is linked in that Amazon link below, so do check that out. If you were planning on purchasing something on Amazon as well, make sure to click that link and then buy through it. It will support the channel as well, and I know a bunch of you have done that already, so I am very appreciative of all of you guys for doing that. Otherwise, I will see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.